Hi, I'm Kate.
I'm Rachel.
And we're your besties with medical issues.
And this is Not Cool Girls. Summer is going by a little bit too fast for my liking.
Tell the big man to slow down.
It's crazy. I actually just came back from like 5 days in the Hamptons.
Ooh.
And I know what that says about me. Like, I know the connotation. Sometimes I almost feel like a little embarrassed. Like, I like to instead be like, I was out east.
That's worse. That's the people that go to Harvard and they're like, I went to school in Cambridge. It's like, we know where you went.
And I do. I feel a little embarrassed, especially like on paper when you're like, yeah, I grew up on the Upper East Side and I spent every summer growing up going to the Hamptons. It's like, I know. But here's the truth about me, is that I'm not really one of those people. Because when I go to the Hamptons, I just feel so poor. And I think there are a couple ways, First of all, if you're taking the LIRR, like the real Hamptons girlies, they're like...
And did you drive it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what so poor and the Hamptons, but you drove in. You know what my day in the Hamptons looks like?
Tell me what your day in the Hamptons looks like.
Waking up at like 6 a.m., getting on that train with one of my besties, sweating it up, holding bag after bag to make it to a beach. We get there. We're schwitzing everywhere. People are like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, but we actually do because we don't know where to go. We try to get to the beach. We're at the beach. We put all our stuff down. It's the middle of the day by now. We go get lunch. Everything is $30. Can't afford anything. Look for any scrap of item. And there's only Tate's cookies that are like $20. So we get a Tate's cookie. And then we have to go back on the train to get back home because we can't sleep over in the Hamptons because it's too expensive. But anyway, tell us about how you're poor in the Hamptons.
That was good, Kate. That was good. Yeah, I guess. Okay.
You're middle class in the Hamptons.
Middle class. I'm sorry. Middle class.
For New York City.
Let me acknowledge my privilege. Let me acknowledge my privilege. It's just that all these people, they'll go to these restaurants. There's a restaurant in Southampton, and you can get a spaghetti marinara pomodoro for a deal of $32. I'm just telling you right now, because I'm basically Italian. That's not what the Italians intended.
There's got to be gold in there.
No, I mean, that is way too much money for a plain, simple pasta.
No, it's crazy.
And so my family, what we do is we just like go to Cinderella and we bring our own olive bags from Trader Joe's.
That's smart.
And little almonds from Trader Joe's, and we bring our own Pinot Grigio from the discount bin.
Here's the thing. You're prepping. You know where to save, how you want to save. You're not going to buy out too expensive, but you're going to the Hamptons and enjoying it. My family's a Florida family.
I know.
We go to Florida, and here's the thing. I'd rather spend, honestly, $150 on a ticket to somewhere warm with warm water.
Oh my God, again with the warm
water. I don't understand the Hamptons hype. Like, the town itself is cute, but the beach, it doesn't do it for me.
See, I could not disagree more. I don't think that there's anything on earth. And I've traveled, and listen, I love the Mediterranean, okay? But a northeast summer? Oh my God. A chill night, a little cardigan, some hydrangeas,
Taylor Swift
a
would agree
lobster
with you.
roll, an iced coffee, a bag of Cape Cod potato chips. Oh my God.
It's cute. It's fun. But I love a pool.
I love it.
Warm water.
I mean, for me, I love swimming in the ocean. I'm not trying to sound obnoxious, but to me, it's like, that's my reason to connect with the earth. That's what I do. I swim in the ocean and I'm connected with Mother Nature. But yeah, that's how I feel. And I feel like when I feel like the cold water and the waves, I'm just like, yeah.
So you went in the Hamptons water?
Oh, yeah, girl. And then, the next day, apparently, there was a shark.
There's sharks everywhere in the Northeast. That's the other scary part.
That is actually very scary. But my mom, she said to me, she was like, are you sure there's, going to be sharks in the water? Are you sure? And I was like, listen, Mommy, if this is how I go, this is how I go. And
I have to be one with nature.
I have to be one with nature. But listen, it's not my fault. Okay, listen, it's not my fault that the Hamptons are nice, okay? And I know it.
That's her vacay,
but
and that's
I still feel poor in comparison.
Right.
And
you're not holding the Birkin, you don't have the Gucci scarf, and I get it. I get it.
Okay, I just do want to
I felt poor in my Crocs in the Hamptons. I was rolling deep in Crocs, and that was really tough. I got so many looks that were not great.
I think the craziest thing for me was when we had my bachelorette party in the Hamptons. I got everybody like matching shirts.
Cute.
And I thought they were cute. They were not like in your face, Rachel's
still wear
bachelorette
it.
party. Thank you so much. And like we were wearing them like on the streets of Southampton, and we were like going, if you know, you know, Golden Pear.
Yummy.
We were like sitting at Golden Pear, and there were these people looking at us like, ew, you disgusting wenches. What is this? Like, what is this American trash? And that is the truth about the Hamptons. Although I will say, when the Labubu craze was happening, I did go into a store in Southampton, and they had like Lafufus.
Lafufu.
And everybody was like looking at the Lafufus, and I was like holding one, and I was thinking about buying one. And this guy came up from behind me, and he was like, girl, just get one. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. He was like, what do you mean? Just put it on your Birkin. And I was like, oh my God, you think I have a Birkin? Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Anyway.
I'm kind of sad the Labubu craze is over because I have a lot of Labubus. But you know what?
She was so into it.
I'm going to single-handedly bring it back. Watch out for my Labubu, Blairy, because he's going to be out and about.
Speaking you know where you could put your Labubu?
On my Firkin, my fake Birkin?
No, your rolly backpack.
Yes. So my summer has been full of pickleball. I love pickleball. Me and 80-year-olds we really slam it and jam it. And I was going for it, and I was really doing well. I was scoring. Every time I scored, I did a little dance. I basically twisted my feet on top of each other and did a thrusting motion. I said, to show my power over everyone. So I was winning a lot, so I kept doing it. And then one of my, I could not move. I literally stopped and said, guys, I need to sit down. And me and like 80-year-olds are around just having the time of their life. Here I am, a 29-year-old, literally crippled. And I have to sit down, and I could not move for like 2 weeks. And as a child, I had a rolly backpack. I was known for it. One of my friends became a teacher at the school that I used to go to, and she said, oh, teachers, did you know Kate? And they're like, yeah, wasn't that the girl with the rolly backpack? They knew me by my rolly backpack, not by my academics. Fantastic. I won awards at that school, okay?
And they knew you as the rolly backpack girl.
So now I'm an adult, and I'm running through the subway, and I still have a rolly backpack because I can't put anything on my back. So I'm rolling a backpack around as an adult in the subway.
Rocking and rolling, as they say.
Rocking and rolling, just as I did as a teen. And I'm like, wow, I will forever be a rolly backpack girl. I try to be cool. I can't. I will always be a rolly backpack girl.
I love that. I mean, stay true to who you are.
I mean, it's almost a weapon because people will be in my way, and I'm just like, you know, you don't want to be in my way. Oh. And I pull the rolly backpack, and if their feet are in my space, like, that's on them. They stand at least a foot away.
6 feet apart.
Because this backpack is blazing through, and I'm not looking back to see where it goes. So it is, I honestly feel safer with it. If someone comes at me, that backpack's going flying.
Oh my God. Okay. I really respect this. I also had a rolly backpack, but I should have kept it longer because my back is messed up. I also, by the way, I just have to say, I think it's hilarious. I don't really think she painted the image here. She showed us a picture of her spine. She showed us an x-ray. Her spine is at an angle. It's diagonal.
And
that was
sideways.
From Pickleball.
Yes. We're going to move on to our next segment, Cool or Not Cool. Number 1, Taylor Swift's wedding. Everyone who was anyone was there. I don't know if they're really friends.
I don't know if they're friends. At that point,
I'm like, Carly Kloss, who, if you know Taylor
That was
Swift,
crazy.
They are not friends, but now she was there. But Blake Lively
was not.
And she meaning Taylor Swift, is the godparent of Blake Lively's children. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like, okay, was it cool that she had it in Madison Square Garden? Now, as a Swiftie, to me, that's just almost chuggy. It's like too much.
It's chuggy.
But in some ways, Taylor Swift is chuggy. She makes bread. She loves cats. And also, if you do have 1,000 people, you need a space that's big enough. So part of me is like, she made it easy for people. People mostly live in New York City that she invited. She made it easy. They didn't have to commute far. It was a one-day experience.
That's true.
You know, it was easy enough. It was private. I'm sure they made it really pretty inside.
First of all, I just want to say something. And I'm not trying to be offensive when I say it. but I want to make sure that it's known. I'm not a Swiftie. And it's not that I don't like Taylor Swift, okay? I like her music. I used to like her music when I was a teenager a lot more. And I will listen to every album front to back, okay? But that doesn't, I'm just like, I'm not like one of those decoder Easter egg fans, right? But I also know about her game. I know what she does. And so when I first heard, oh, she's going to have her wedding at Madison Square Garden, I'm like, ha, 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 this is what she does. Right. I was like, guys, this is a distraction. Right. I literally thought to myself, this is her playing a trick on everyone. She's going to get married in Newport. Why wouldn't she get married in Newport? She wrote 2 albums about her house in Newport. Right. Of course she's going to get married in Newport. So I don't know where the class ended. Was it her? Was it him? But in my personal opinion, getting married at Madison Square, you got married above Penn Station, New Jersey Transit, Long Island Railroad. That's where you got married. Like, why there? I don't really believe in banquet hall weddings for myself, because like, of course you can make any room beautiful. They can make Madison Square Garden beautiful, but I believe more in a space being naturally beautiful on its own.
I'm excited to see photos. I want to see the dress.
For a photo.
I want to see all of it. I think
the photos might be out by the time this airs, by the way.
Yeah, I think it will be cool once we see it, but the idea of it right now is a little weird.
It's very weird. I'm going to say not cool. Sorry, Tay-Tay.
I love Taylor, so I'm going to say it's cool, but part of me thinks it's not cool.
Okay, another cool or not cool. I was at American Eagle about 2 or 3 months ago, and I saw on the racks there, and I don't go there very often, but I was waiting for my physical therapy appointment. I saw like a pair of pajama pants. They're like a thin linen material, but they also are like striped. They also they're like blue and white. They kind of look like they're made out of a dress shirt. And they also have these pants as like little shorts, like boxer types of shorts. And people are now wearing them as shorts and pants, just like in public during the day. It's like a summer pant. I'm like, now if I tried wearing those shorts outside or those pants, I think somebody would look at me and they would be very confused. Now I think maybe it's just because of my body type, I'm not sure. But they would be like, oh, why is she still in her pajamas? Like, right. I don't think that anybody would look at that and be like, wow, that's chic. They'd be like, is she okay? And I think the other thing for me is, as a Jewish person, I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about a striped pajama. So
I totally get that.
I mean, you know, is it giving Auschwitz?
It's giving boy in the striped pajamas. No, I mean, I see girls in like the little boxer shorts and I'm like, wow, she's cool. But part of me is like, is she skinny or is it cool? But it also gives the vibe of like, I have a boyfriend, a hair behind the ear, and I woke up at his today and like we went out to Bella Union and he's gonna text me. I'm borrowing his shorts because like I can't go outside in my skirt, it's too short. That's the vibe it's giving. It's giving like I woke up, I'm borrowing my man's shorts. So when I see like little kids in that, it kind of weirds me out. But then when I see it on older people, I think it's weird. So there's like a certain age where I'm like, this feels appropriate, where they're testing their fashion boundaries and, vibes. I want to say it's cool because part of me wants to buy them and wear them.
And probably she will.
But yeah. But at this point in time, I'm going to say not cool.
I'm going to say not cool.
Next cool or not cool, shopping at Brandy Melville over the age of 25. Now, let me say this. I do this. I shop at Brandy Melville over the age of 25. But when I put on that shirt and my arms can barely move, and I realize, no. My arms are supposed to be smaller than this, then I realized, this is not meant for my age demographic. The thing is, Brandy Melville has a lot of items that are 100% cotton. They are well made and they're not too expensive. So it's like,
they're not. They're very inexpensive.
This is a cute item. I'm wearing Brandy Melville right now.
Really?
My pants.
Oh my God, you got those.
And they're cute. And I made them into capris. They're the Priscilla pant. Anyway, so a part of me is like, it's definitely cool. But I will put on an item that reminds me I'm too old for this. Like, this was created for a girl who has not yet grown a chest and has twig-like arms that can fit in this sleeve, and mine don't.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like Brandy Melville was like the creator of these pants we were just talking about, by the way. But
yeah,
look,
definitely they have
for
some.
me personally, Brandy Melville was the source of like my body dysmorphia as a teenager. So,
Fair.
I mean, when I was the age of Brandy Melville, I would go there and I would force myself into those one size fits alls, and I would like cry in the dressing room with the little cloth dressing room. I'd try to pull it back as much as possible, and I'd be like, oh my God, I look so bad. Did I shop there and buy things there, though? Yeah, 100% I did. I've grown up enough that I will not buy anything there, but I have walked in a couple times. And when I've gone in there, I'm like, I think Brandy Melville is the source of all evil, and it always has been, so that's my truth.
I forgot, and now I'm remembering. I actually applied to work at Brandy Melville.
Oh, God.
Only like 6 months ago, and here's what happened.
Wait a minute, like the corporate?
No, to like work in the store as
Why?
a side hustle because I don't make any money. They were like, so can you fill out this application? I filled it out, and they're like, okay, great. Mind you, these are teenagers talking to me. Like, one's like, I'm the manager here. She's probably 19, and I'm 29, and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, yeah. I realize, like, when I look down, I'm dressed in, like, loft apparel. I'm dressed in J. Crew. I'm dressed in, like, more professional-esque items, and I'm realizing, like, oh, shoot, like, I am not a trendy teen right now. So they were like, okay, well, we need to take a photo of you. And I was like, FML, like, I am, like, wearing a blazer. It's not Gen Z-esque. We're full makeup. We're not minimalist makeup
Clean girl
aesthetic. And they take a picture of me, and I never hear back. So I think that photo just really did me in, and
can we get the picture?
I haven't been back to that Brandy Melville. No, it was like a Polaroid.
Damn,
it was ridiculous.
That's very
Brandy
Melville. I have
not been back to that Brandy Melville in fear of these teens that saw me apply.
This is another cool or not cool, and this is going to be a very, very hot take. And I'm not talking about like your DSLR. I'm not talking about professional camera here. I'm talking about the resurgence of digital cameras, okay? I see so many younger people in, Gen Z, 22, 23, 24, whatever, with these little digital cameras. And I'm like, my culture is not your costume, okay? I had that camera, okay, in 7th grade and 8th grade. It's so funny to me that it's like weird, like sort of bad quality with the like orange numbers at the bottom and like the flash. Like that's in now? I don't understand it because that was not it. Like that was when we were desperate. That's when phones didn't have real cameras, okay? Part of me is angry. I don't know why I'm angry, but part of me is like, the integrity. I was a film major, okay? Like, we don't have to go back. But it's like, listen, I love a disposable camera as much as the next person, okay? I love that look of film, okay? A film. But a digital camera?
I'm not gonna lie.
I know Kate has.
I am the biggest digital camera user. I bring my little pink camera everywhere I go, and I flash everyone. And here's the thing. Sometimes the flash is annoying, I know.
It causes a scene.
It is a big flash. But the reason I love a digital camera is I feel like it just looks better. Like, you look nicer. Your skin is clearer. Your hair looks shinier. You look a little tanner. Your teeth are whiter. Like, you look better because it's not picking up on everything. Like, but my digital camera will smooth everything out, and I will look like a newborn baby. Next up is pet peeves. Rachel, what are your pet peeves?
Okay, now this is gonna be a deep cut. Okay, here's the thing. I know I'm like 100 years too late on this, but my pet peeve is literally the summer I turned pretty. Okay, I just watched this show. By some miracle of God, my husband agreed to watch this show with me. The first season, Chef's Kiss, okay? It was exactly what I thought the whole show was going to be like. It was a great first season. It was like, just capturing that energy of a Northeast summer.
Totally.
And I loved that. Like, I just thought it was so whimsical and beautiful. And I kept on thinking about like my life as a teenager. And I was like, this feels real. I don't know what kind of twisted, dark shit this became, okay? And I don't know how this was
Have you
considered
finished
acceptable. I finished it.
Okay.
In what world is it okay for you to date two brothers and everybody just forgives them? And everybody just forgives them, okay?
Wait, but he loved her. He had to forgive her.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, it was messed up. You dated Conrad for a year to go to Jeremiah. Okay, that's messed up. 1 year you dated Conrad. That's 1 year. You had sex with him. Okay, okay? How can then you though go and date the brother? And then guess what? She had sex with him too. Okay, what? And then they were together for 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. They were
4 years
They were
together.
together a long time.
And then now you're telling me? Spoiler alert coming up. If you didn't finish the show, just fast forward. But now you're telling me that you're going to go back with the other brother? Oh, and you destroyed the wedding. So let's not even talk about that.
Crazy.
Now listen, it was the show, the first season, again, incredible. Second season annoyed me a little bit. Third season, charges should have been pressed. I literally don't even understand how this show was legal to be aired. And I know it was a book, okay? I just found out it was a book, by the way. I'm not Team Conrad. I'm not Team Jeremiah. I am not Team Belly. I'm nobody's.
I feel like they made her and Jeremiah together too long. Because, 4 years is a really long time to just be like, actually, no, I like your brother. Bye. And I mean, I totally get what you're saying, but we always knew it was her and Conrad. We always knew. And then she got her haircut and she became who she is.
Oh my God. When she got her haircut, I was just annoyed.
My pet peeve is we're in bad breath summer, everybody. Listen up. Everybody, it's dry out there, okay? No one is staying hydrated, and I'm standing next to people on the subway. People are chit-chatting away, and it's just BO breath everywhere.
BO breath?
It's just bad breath energy. And I think it's because people aren't drinking enough water. Maybe people are not eating enough, And I'll be talking to someone and it's just bad. And I'm like, how do we fix this? Are people not using mouthwash? Are we using organic toothpaste? I don't know. And I was second guessing myself. My brother called me up and he said, I realized I have bad breath. And I was like, oh no.
Wow.
And he said, you might too, Kate. And I was like, oh God, my worst
it's genetic.
nightmare. He literally said it can be genetic. So I'm now scared because I don't drink enough water. And I know at the end of the day, I'm dehydrated and that causes bad breath. So just know it's my pet peeve. I have it too sometimes. It's okay, but we need to all work on it as a collective. Okay, bad breath summer. Let's turn it into beautiful breath. Okay.
I don't really know if it's a seasonal thing. Now it's time for our New York City crazy moment of the week. I do feel bad talking about this, and I might go to hell for talking about this, but just know my intentions are pure. So, when you live in an apartment building, you just kind of immerse yourself in the drama and the tea. You know everything about your neighbors, and if you want to know something, maybe you get to know your doorman and he will tell you what you need to know.
They know the tea.
Because they know the tea, all right? I've always loved doormen. Growing up on the Upper East Side, doormen are just such a part of New York City culture, and my doormen were my family. Basically, my building has a roof, and every summer I would see this older couple sitting on the roof together. And me and my husband would see them, just lying out in the sun, and we would be like, oh my God, they're so cute. That's going to be us one day. And, we sort of started to develop a friendship with them. We would go to the roof, we'd talk to them a little bit. We'd ask them how they're doing, and that was last summer. So the whole year goes by, and I see the guy on the roof, sunbathing. And I don't see him with his wife. My mind does go to the worst place. I'm like, is she dead? But I didn't ask him that, of course. I just said, oh, we made it, another summer, blah, blah, blah. I started chatting with him. We talked a little bit, and then, I went downstairs. Anyway, we get an email a few days later in our building that he died. He passed away.
I'm so sad.
Okay. Now, I am destroyed from this. And when I read his obituary, I found out so many more things about him, that he was a doctor and he had done all these amazing things in his life. And I was like, wow, I wish I got to know him more. I was just curious, though, where was the wife? What happened to the wife? So I talked to my doorman. And I said, hey, you know the guy that died? And he was like, yeah, so sad. And I was like, well, what happened to the wife? And he was like, oh, she died 6 months ago. I was like, oh, great.
Oh, no.
And he was like, oh, it's not his wife. That was actually his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, so I said to him, wow, you know, it's crazy. Like, you know, I just saw him. I don't understand. Like, what happened? Now, I know he was old, but I was like, what happened? And all my doormen, you know, they have different forms of accents. Totally fine. But my doorman said to me, oh, yeah, like, he fell asleep in the dream. And I was like, he fell asleep in the gym? And he was like, yeah, he fell asleep in the gym. And I was like, oh my God, he died in the gym? But I didn't really get to say that. So I was like, oh my God, he died in the gym. And like, there's a gym in my building. And all day for the rest of the day, I was like, oh my God, he died in the gym. And so I told my husband this. I was like, I can't believe it. He died in the gym. And then we're trying to like figure out like what happened. And my husband's like, maybe he was just on the bike and he was like, I'm just going to sit down, and then he died. And I'm like, okay, but who found him? Like what happened? Like, did somebody walk into the gym and they saw that he was dead? Like, what? And so then I told my mom, because my mom is my neighbor. And I'm like, Mommy, I was like, you won't believe this. The guy who died, he died in the gym. And she goes, Rachel, you need to find out what piece of equipment it was on. And I was like, what? She was like, I don't want to sit there. I don't want to stand there if I know somebody died there. It's like not good energy. And I was like, what? She was like, you need to go back and ask him. Just say, what piece of equipment did it happen on? And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm still, again, I'm trying to process, like, so I go back downstairs to my doorman. And I'm like, okay, listen, I know this is a horrible question, but I just need to ask it. What piece of equipment did he die on? And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, what machine did he die on? What was he doing? Was he lifting? What was he doing? And he was so confused. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you told me he died in the gym. He's like, no, I told you he slept in his dream. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he died in his sleep. And I was like, what? And we just looked at each other for like 2 seconds. And then I just started like laughing so hard that I was crying. And then my husband is like, this is fucked up. Somebody's dead and you guys are laughing. And I was like, no, it's not like that. And we were laughing so hard. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. I do think I hope I didn't offend him. That's my story.
So my crazy moment of the week. So I think I talked about this before, where I first mentioned that when I went to my pharmacist, she knew who I was. And without me even saying my name, she had my medicine ready and said, oh, Kate, here you go. And I was really shocked and surprised. So let me read you my story about how this all went down. I wrote it out. Here we go. Guys, spoken word. I was about to say my name when my pharmacist beat me to the punch. Kate, she said, as she handed me my monthly prescription. I was stunned. 1.6 million people live in Manhattan. About 220,000 on the Upper West Side, and roughly 25,000 shop at this Duane Reade each month.
Statistics.
Out of all of these people, she knew me. The following month was the same, except this time she asked, how is your brother? I froze. My twin brother has moved away almost 11 years ago, but when growing up, we conquered the block, speeding down the sidewalks on razor scooters, hunched over with heavy backpacks, and our mom running to catch us. Over the decades, my brother, my mom, and I watched the neighborhood and people change around us. Apparently, she was witnessing the same changes, and we were one of them. I asked, how do you know I have a brother? She responded, I've seen you guys in the neighborhood with your mom. You guys have always been in the building nearby. A stranger now felt familiar. I filled her in on how my brother had moved, that the city life was no longer for him, how I was living with roommates but moved back home to save money, and that my mom was the same as always. She smiled. With my prescription in hand, I walked down the block I have crossed over 20,000 times, reading texts from friends and family. If I were to disappear tomorrow, who besides them would know I'm gone? Turns out my pharmacist would. Oh. Isn't that sweet?
I loved it.
It's so sweet, and it's like a little sad at the end. I'm not suicidal. But like it sounded like it, but it was just like,
my God.
it was like, looking at this woman, clearly I think she has seen me and my brother grow up in this neighborhood throughout our whole life. And she just witnessed us. We would always go in that Duane Reade getting stuff with our mom. I didn't have many prescriptions as a kid, but maybe she just saw us, and maybe she lives in the neighborhood and also saw us. That's my other guess. But I was just like, wow, that's crazy. So now I really am like, next time I see her, I need to say hello, catch her up. It's just wild. Like, you think you're in your neighborhood, you think no one notices you, you think you just go about your day, live your life. Like, no, you affect everyone around you in ways you might not even realize.
Oh.
That is such a New York City moment of the week.
That is a New York City moment of the week. Wow, beautiful.
Thank you.
Well said. I love that. I mean, I think that is actually one of the most important parts about living in New York is everybody assumes that it's this big place and that you can't have this like small town feel and you can't have community. But the truth is, with doormen and pharmacists, you totally can.
Definitely.
Anyway,
Thank you
wow,
guys for listening.
So emotional. Oh my God. Anyway, well, please hit follow, comment if you were inspired. Follow us on all of the platforms, please. And thank you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.